Welcome to Motivational Monday. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today, I want to posit that you could ask yourself just one question to do away with any negative emotion you may carry. And I'm not just talking about for just the afternoon. I'm talking about multi-year emotions that you can carry, that you could just ask yourself just one question and it all goes away. But before we start, make sure to like, subscribe, and do share, especially if you find value in this presentation. Okay, so here's the story. It goes back about 20 years ago. There was this person in my life. He was my mentor. He was a friend. He was someone I looked up to. He was someone that I loved, and really very big part in coaching me at that period of my life. And he was only a few years older than me, but a very successful person, a very dynamic, very strong personality, and I was instantly gravitated to it. And there's already 6 red flags there. If you haven't picked them up, but they're there already. But there was a certain circumstance that came upon us that there was a business deal, and I was asked to co-sign on it. And sure enough, to show my allegiance, to show my friendship, to prove my friendship and my love, I did it. And that's a sure thing that this is something that happens 20 years ago and wouldn't happen today. And unfortunately, the business deal didn't go particularly sour, but I was kind of ostracized it because I was accused of certain things about it. And I didn't lose any money per se in it, but I did lose a certain belief and hope that people are good and they mean to do well. And I'm sure thinking back about it, he meant to do well, but it worked out completely against me. Now, I held this negative emotions for many years. I was also accused of it. And because I wasn't as old and I wasn't as powerful as he was in his position, he kind of controlled the situation and made me look bad, and I kind of like moved on as a result of it. And I festered this negative feeling inside of me for years, for a very, very long time, up until the point where I would just be an idle Tuesday, not even thinking about this, and all of a sudden it hit my head. And I go into it, and I feel myself just like, getting so angry. And it wasn't about until 3 years ago where I said to myself, I've got to stop this. It's not good for my health. It's not good for myself. And I got to stop this. And at a certain point, I asked myself a certain question where I saw this afterwards when you're trying to forgive someone, even if they don't care, even if they're at a stage that they don't really care to ask for forgiveness, or they feel that they're right in this particular situation, because there's always 2 narratives, right? And I asked myself, how is this serving me? Like, what do I gain by being angry at this person? What do I gain by holding on to this hate? What do I gain? Like, what in the present moment does it help me? Because I want to move forward, and I know this is holding me back. And there were certain things that held me. Okay, I was able to be judgmental. This person is a prominent person in the community, and I was able to kind of feel like I had a right to judge this person. I don't know what this person was going through at that particular time, or what they were thinking at that particular time. And I said, I got to let that go. And there was another thing that I kind of felt like I was gaining, self-pity and victimhood. I was been wronged, and this person owes me something. And it wasn't until I actually wrote an entire letter, a full-page letter, written to this person, saying how I'm forgiving them. And I went over like all the points of why I held on to it. And I never sent it to them, because I never felt like it was necessary for me to send it to them, because I was doing it for myself, because I needed to move on. Now, in that, there was probably hate, anger, jealousy, sadness, self-pity, worry. And we hold on and we fester onto these things, whether because we've been through things in the past, or we've been through things as children, that it just recreates ourselves in our heads. We recreate the same kind of thought patterns right afterwards. And at any given time, if you ask yourself, how is this truly serving me to hold on to this emotion? How is it helping me? Meaning, like at a certain point, your kids are out, right? They're teenagers. They're out until 12 o'clock at night. Hopefully they're home by then. But I'm saying, like, at a certain point, if they didn't come through the door at 12:01 and you're worried, and now you're mind is racing into the next things that could possibly be happening to them. And it's always the worst things, right? Our minds always go to the worst possible scenario. They never go to the best case scenario. Like they saved somebody's life and they were rewarded and, they happened to, whatever it is, you could create any kind of narrative for that. But this one is your go-to, right? The negative one. They've been hurt or something has happened to them, right? So why do we hold on to that worry? What is it? Well, in that particular case, maybe because we're trying to say to ourselves, we feel guilty of what's going on for them, so we want to feel worry so that we prove our love to that particular person. It could be anything. You can ask yourself that question. That's not for me to ask. But the question you should be asking, and this is something that I hope that you take from this Motivational Monday, is that how does it serve you? Like, how does it help you to continue having this emotion happening in your life? Now, many times it helps you from even moving forward, from even taking on the steps that you need to move forward in your life. And because you're just more familiar with this area, or because your comfort, this is your comfort zone. And you might say to yourself, how is this comfortable? How is it comfortable to be in this state of worry or anger? Because it serves you at that moment, but it doesn't serve your future self. So if you learn to focus about how the situation doesn't serve your future self and you commit to that future self, you could then let go of that past and then move forward. Thank you for joining me for this Motivational Monday. We'll see you here next week.